What's up, guys? So, I go to tournaments quite a bit, and a lot of times I go to tournaments, I get questions like this. Hey, The Buzz, you're awesome and your streams are great and you're like the coolest person ever, you freaking boomer, and I love watching Rose. You do all like the Luma desync stuff and it's so cool, and I don't really like watching Olimar. Olimar is kind of boring to watch, no offense. It's just your Olimar is very lame, but I respect what you do with them. Hey, by the way, I have a question. How do I fight Palutena? And pause this video and take like 15 to 20 seconds to think to yourself, how would you respond to the question, how do I fight Palutena? You did it? Cool. You probably got something like a vague response, like maybe don't get nared, backdoor kills. She's slow in the air, too far in her recovery, camp around and let her commit to attacks. Something that's not necessarily incorrect as a response, but vague. Probably won't help anyone, honestly. And that's what I want to discuss in today's video. The idea that people, there are bad questions to ask when it comes to learning in Smash, and questions that are too vague, that you can't give a good answer to, are generally bad and won't help you learn or improve. And I get these a lot. I know everyone gets these a lot, and this is just how to make your questions better. So, bad question right here, how to fight Palutena. Better question, yet still a bad question, is how to fight Palutena with a wolf. Now, because if you pause again, I think for 15 to 20 seconds, I don't play wolf. I also get a lot of questions, surprisingly, about matchups. I don't know, like how do I fight Villager with Pikachu? Like, I get these questions all the time, and my response to people is always like, I don't know, man, I'll play the characters. Or I'll get a question like how to fight Olimar with Palutena, and I'd be like, man, that's such a vague question. If you give me something specific, but I don't know what I'm having trouble with, right? Because I get a question like how to fight Palutena with wolf. With my limited wolf knowledge, I'd be like, you camp lasers against her and bait out the projectiles, and then punish, or like dash attacks or whatever. I'd be like, she's easy combo food with like down throw stuff, really anything. So just get your combo hits going on her, and make sure like DI her down to 2 frames away from her when you up B and side B. Which this is a better question than the last one because I can at least give some general advice for someone who does not know the matchup at all. But I think once again, it's one of those situations where it's like unless you really don't know anything about the matchup, it's not going to help out most people because this is probably pretty common knowledge among most people. I think at this point, I could be wrong. But I still think this is a relatively bad question for most people to ask. And I always tell people with these kind of questions, ask something more specific. It's too vague. Now, something that I think is a good question to ask, and questions I can actually give very solid answers to when people ask them, is something like this. How do I land versus Palutena dash attacking my wolf? So, I like this question because it gives me a specific instance I can discuss and further break down. Because I can follow up by saying, well, I'm making a dash attack a lot. I don't have anything to look at, but are you attack when you land? Where are you landing? And depending on those answers, I can be like, you see, you have a lot more landing like we do, like a landing there with a wolf. So maybe versus Palutena, and I actually had a lesson a couple days ago where like this happened a lot. So I could be like, so maybe you shouldn't nair as much when landing because you're giving her like 7 extra frames to punish you landing with a dash attack. Or you're not using the platforms at all when you can make her have to guess between platform or the ground and have to go for up airs. And like, just the general idea of giving someone a specific scenario and a specific matchup really helps because this is actually a more basic example. There can be more even in-depth things like I'm playing a Palutena, he's being very defensive, using a lot of auto reticle, and the dash attack my landing when I jump at him. And the point is, like, the more specific a question is, it makes it easier to give a proper answer to and have a discussion. Because, yeah, it's just better for you to learn that way. So, that's all I have to say. When asking questions, try to be more specific. Have an actual, like, thing you want to talk about in mind. And it'll help you learn a lot better as a player. And it also honestly teaches you a bit on how to learn. Because if you know what questions to ask, you can know how to improve instead of having to always ask other people all the time how to like improve. That's just my 2 cents for today's video. Alright guys, peace out. Hope this was informative. If you like these videos, I'm good. Try to make more occasionally if I have good ideas for them. So you want to suggest ideas? Talk about? You know what to do.